So here's what your code should look like. In your onCreate method, you're just going to create a Street View Panorama fragment. You're going to initialize this by calling getFragmentManager.findFragmentById. Very similar to what you do for typical controls. And then you just pass it the ID of the fragment. Earlier I called my fragment Street View Panorama, and that's the ID that I pass in here. Now once you get your Street View Panorama fragment, you then call the getStreetViewPanorama async, passing it this class, and this will set up the asynchronous callbacks for whenever the Street View Panorama is ready. And then the callback you override, and you just call it onStreetViewPanoramaReady, and it takes a Street View Panorama as its parameter. And here you can see I've just called that panorama. On panorama, you then call .setPosition, and you pass it a latitude and longitude. This is the latitude and longitude of the Grand Canyon. You then create a camera, and very similar to mapping applications, you create a Street View Panorama camera using a builder, and then you just set its bearing and other parameters that you like, but I've just set its bearing to be pointing at bearing 180. Once you have the camera, you then animate the panorama to that camera with a duration, and here you can see it's 1000 milliseconds. It's as simple as that. If you want to have a little bit of fun, here's a couple more locations you can take a look at. This location on the left at 41.89, 12.49 is the Colosseum in Rome. And this location on the right at 51.17 and -1.82 is Stonehenge in England. And this is all it takes. Implement this code if you haven't done so already, and you'll have a Street View app that allows you to virtually hike in the Grand Canyon, in the Colosseum, or in Stonehenge. What types of scenario could you use this in? The possibilities are endless, and I would love to see what you build.